husband. I never thought it was a shot, her husband says. I realized when my wife took 2 steps back.
And Gloria Muzito wins gold for the Islamic Solidarity Games. Yes, it's now time for the news in detail. We start off with the first story. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has presided over the swearing-in ceremony of Uganda's new principal judge, Honorable Lady Jane Frances Abodo, at Mbale State Lodge. Honorable Lady Jane Frances Abodo previously served as the Director of Public Prosecutions, a role she held until August this year when she was appointed by the President to her new position. Also sworn in were Honorable Lady Aisha Naluze as Inspector General of Government, her deputies Miss Anne Twinomjisha Mohaire and Miss Patricia Achan, and Mr. Lino Anguzu as Director of Public Prosecutions.
I, Jane Frances Abodo, swear in the name of the Almighty God.
President Museveni congratulated the appointees, praising their youth, integrity and professional background. The president then delivered a detailed reflection on Uganda's long struggle to align state institutions with the ideals that guided the liberation struggle.
If you can bring like Abodo, she has been in the DPP and she has done some good work. I know what she's been doing there. So let me see what she does now that she's. So therefore, really the challenge is to have a state which is for the people. Because as the Deputy Chief Justice was saying, some of the public workers don't work for the people. So you don't know what they work for. In the past, they were working for colonialism. When you have people who are promoting impunity.
President Museveni said Uganda now needs harmony between the justice system and the values of its people.
And then you say, that's what sort of law is that? What are you trying to, whom are you trying to please? Why don't you keep this person in jail and maybe try him quickly, but not provoke the villagers with disregarding their rights and concentrating on the rights of the wrongdoers. We think to bring peace in the country, you need full accountability for crimes. Otherwise, you will get all sorts of distortions, including mob justice. Mob justice is because people.
The Deputy Chief Justice, Dr. Flavian Nzeija, also praised the appointment of Lady Abodo. He advised her to strengthen court inspections, maintain quarterly reviews of magistrate courts, and support special courts for gender-based violence.
Promoted pre-bargaining with a passion, both as a judge and as a DPP. Your Excellency, the challenges of the new principal judge, of course, she will face. One of them is poor work attitude in public service. The other problem, of course, will be corruption, both actual and perceived. Because since I'm the immediate predecessor, I will definitely sit with her and we look at what I've been doing, which I think she should maintain. But one of them, which I think she should continue, is to ensure that you visit every court in this country and know where the courts are. Of course, the other thing you need to maintain is the quarterly performance reviews. Not only for judges, but you should extend it to magistrates. Because
the Prime Minister Robin Nabanja has promised the people of Madudu in Mubende district that the NRM government will give priority to issuing land titles to the landless people in Mubende. The Prime Minister was meeting NRM flag bearers and NRM leaders from villages to district level in Buwekula County to mobilize support for the President.
Mubende district in Buganda region is one of the districts with high cases of land wrangles and evictions. However, The government, through the Land Fund, initiated the issuance of titles to the landless Ugandans, and Mubende district has been a beneficiary. However, many are still crying out. During a meeting with the NRM flag bearers and the NRM leaders from villages to district level in Bwekura County, the Prime Minister of Uganda, Robert Nabanja, promised the people of Madudu in Mubende district that the NRM government will give priority to issuance of land titles to the landless people in Mubende.
And so, tugenda okwongerako ku land fund ababatulugunya abannannyini ttaka babagule government ate tebagezaako kubitunda walala.
The Prime Minister assured them that no one will evict them from their bona fide land.
Kubanga tebalina kye bajja kubakola. Tuli ffenna mulime kubanga president yateekako etteeka eribayamba. The bona fide land occupancy.
Ensonga y'ettaka Mama Right Honorable. Ffe twebaza bannamubende twebaze President Museveni. Teri district mu Buganda eganyiddwa mu land fund nga Mubende district mukikubire mu ngalo.
Land fund tubadde tulinako lye twasasula lwakuba nti ate twali tutandise okukola compensation ne baleeta ne bateekako kaviye. Ettaka eryo liri eno Kigando naye kaviye tituli process ejijjako nsubira wiiki eno ku Lwokubiri ejjavaako tugende mu maaso compensating abantu be n'Ekiruma yes ne.
The Premier, who is also the Kakumiro Woman Member of Parliament, revealed that the government will soon recruit 50,000 teachers.
Kakati nga beekwasa nti abasomesa abalimu tebamala. Si kyekyo kati muzeeyi yandagidde kyamaze dde kiragiro okufuluma nti tulikulutinga abasomesa 5,000. Kakati ekyekwaso kikole ki? Era okutandika n'okumwaka ogujja ebyo bijja kuvaawo. Naye nsanyusa okubalaba abantu ba Mukama. Naffe beetutono ffe twesanyusa. Muwandika obupapula.
The Prime Minister also mobilized them to support President Yoweri Museveni in the upcoming general elections.
Museveni w'amaanyi Uganda yonna ekyo. Kakati bw'aba agenda kuddawo atoddira olupanga lw'eggaali bwe boosiba ku paasi.
No change, ne Museveni saagala abeere no change. Njagala abeere bw'ati ekigalo kino kiraba tekiteera kwewetanga zino kyo kibeera kiri bwe kiti. Kibeera kiti. Amasanyu bw'onongozeeyo gavumenti ekibadde eri akalulu kali mu giraasi. Amiina.
Twagaliza ekifo ekyo kisigalemu. Maama tusaba Kaguta Yoweri Museveni ekifo kyakikulekemu maama.
Yongerayo. Eddwaliro ly'Ekiruma tebayita Kituule eddwaliro eribadde lisigadde ffe nga district ne ssente ze mutuweereza tubadde twateekayo general ward. Naye njagala kwebaza omubaka Putulamia okuyita mu gavumenti ya wakati bamaze dde okutuwa ssente okulijja kuhereza senta tuli tukeere senta 3.
Mutwalo bayabawana bakazi nze nvanye pulezidenti kulwa byakoze ebisufu sisobola nze kola kimanga kwesirye amajiiko mutwemba ning'omuta kusoma kuweerere kwajja lwa Museveni lwensonga.
The NRM Deputy Vice Chairperson Alhaji Moses Chigongo has urged all NRM flag bearers in Bukedi sub-region to unite for the progress of the party. He cautioned members against the growing tendency of voting for President Yoweri Museveni only at the presidential level and supporting opposite candidates elsewhere.
To give each and every sub-county to very people where the president is going to be.
Chigongo says President Museveni can perform better if NRM flag bearers are also elected to work with him for improved service delivery.
Thank you very much. But the person who has been supporting the movement, how can you come and start disorganizing the movement? Is that really good? You you don't want the movement to succeed, support will fail. Then it will be remembered. So is the one who caused us to fail. Will that be good to you? Will it even be good to your children? To you, because you got annoyed very much. You broke the bus from moving. And that's why we are in these programs. We are protecting our gains. And let us do it very well.
The NRM Secretariat is mobilizing in Butaleja, aligning it with the President's campaign manifesto to showcase achievements in peace, stability, and the 2026-2031 Party Manifesto.
One of the strengths, sir, is the upcoming parish mobilization strategy, which we hope will take us closer to the people and more numbers will turn up on the voting day. Number two, the coming of the national chairperson of the party and other leaders, including yourself, the first national vice chairperson of the party. We also have a feeling that your message, if there are people within this building that are fighting our independence, our flag bearers and supporting the independence, maybe they will leave converted, sir.
The strategy involves local party leaders, district and municipal executive committees, and public engagements, highlighting the NRM's performance and plans.
When you misunderstand the population, you develop a strategy which unfortunately makes them worse. Yes. So by understanding their nature, we shall devise methods that will talk to our people in their understanding. Those are the 20 years I'm telling you. That's how I did it.
Tutyako ebisoomooza nti tukyalina mu bannaffe bano aba independent be tweyongera okukubiriza nti bawagire ba flag bearers abasinga tukimanyi bulungi nti bonna tebasobola kuyitawo era akalulu konna nga mukayiiriddemu mubeeramu omuntu omu nga ye muwanguzi era kasita okikakasa ekyo nti muntu omu yajja okwemajinga victor and in most cases abantu bwe batadde amaanyi ag'okukunga ng'ajja kubawa NRM twagala kukubiriza bannaffe abali ku independent nti ke kaseera we can withdraw no banga wamala okola ki okunominating wa no withdraw.
And in more news, Reverend Kakatoma Dennis has advised Ugandan students slated to begin writing their advanced level final examinations on Monday this week to put their trust in the Almighty God. The prelate from Nasuti Archdeaconry in Mukono Diocese was at Bombo Army Secondary School that will seat 334 candidates.
Come and receive your success card. That is from Mama Bass. She's wishing you.
I offer HOD/ICT, and I know that we are ready to bang these papers seriously because of the massive support that is rendered unto us by our school administration, our head teacher, that is Mama Bass, plus the entire board of governors.
This is a class that has ever had the best prefectorial body ever. And actually, we shall be calling on you. And after the last paper, you will be old boys and old girls. We shall be calling upon you because your expertise is unmatched.
And in more news, members of the National Resistance Movement led by Ntanzi Stephen Malay have opened their brand new office in the division. The event, themed Mobilizing for 2026 NRM Vote, brought together party leaders and supporters as they mapped out strategies to ensure victory in the upcoming elections.
The people should ensure whoever is in this direction of leadership that we achieve the common good, the national interest for our country. And even in the party itself, as NRM, because if you are so many groups, ensure that you remain united. Actually, I would prefer that, for instance, all these groups, special groups, their leaderships meet at one point to ensure that they harmonize and have a common communication strategy. What did you communicate to the people?
That's why twatandise wange ekyabagenda kugulawo campaigns bulwamu butongole Uganda yonna netwayagala tutandike ffe twasimbudde tutandise nenakawa lwakwetolola division zonna eza Kampala bwetuba tugenda gere Makindye tugende Kawempe tugende mu Central ne Lubaga nga twetolola division zonna nga tunyikiza n'okuzuukusa abakulembeze baffe 30 agali ku kyalo nefe ku kyalo twataddeko tiimu endala buli kyalo kya NRM tulowooza nti bali aba NRM abali mu structure bayinza obutatumala netuteekawo buli kyalo tutaddeko abantu amalala 30 n'olwekyo NRM buli kyalo mu Kampala egenda kutandika n'abantu 6.
And in more news, health experts have called for HIV awareness campaigns in Lore and Sigulu Islands in Namayingo district. Despite government's efforts to address the challenges, health experts are worried that the rate at which HIV and other diseases are spreading is rampant.
A team from the country coordinating mechanism led by Nansanga Florence Musoke, representing faith-based organizations on the CCM board, TASO and other implementing partners, have taken an oversight visit to Lolo and Sigulu Islands.
They prefer HIV, you can imagine. They prefer HIV because they think that HIV takes some time when they are with it, and yet pregnancy is 3 months they come to know them. We have seen that on the islands they need more sanitation. In Sigulu there is only one pit latrine for the community, you can imagine.
Despite ongoing interventions by the Ministry of Health, TASO and other partners, health workers say geographical isolation and inadequate health infrastructure have slowed down service delivery.
Unfortunately, they don't have these basic functions in their local laboratory. So they have to go through outsourcing, through lab hubs, but the turnaround time is so long.
Taga transport entambula wagana bakuwa omulimu njagala ogenda mobilizing eyo nogana mobilizing olusoboka oyo okutambula nga tetulina tuyambe batuweerezeko obugaali nga bagabanga.
Partners are on regular community outreaches and awareness campaigns among fisher folk and the youth.
So it is a call that we've made to the district authorities to see that priority is given to these islands and to see that they have a secondary school. They also upgrade the health facility.
There is a declining fear of HIV among young people, even as infection rates remain high within fishing communities.
It's not as good. People go to bars, drink, then go to water, get money, go to drink, and then they would look for women. That alone has also issues because we have a number of sex workers in the islands.
In the island, we have a high prevalence of HIV, and this is due to the behavior of the fishing community.
District leaders acknowledge the ongoing challenges but call for stronger collaboration among all stakeholders to enhance awareness, accessibility, and treatment services.
Abasajja batusinga obungi oyinza okulaba nga omusajja omu oba omukazi omu ng'ayinanga n'abasajja nga 4 5.
Sada Mubale, UBC News, Kampala.
The world is experiencing the effects of climate change, but environmental advocates want a renewed action to protect the planet. In Uganda, Little Hands Go Green initiative is creating awareness among the young generation on environmental conservation ahead of the upcoming COP30 summit.
These pupils of Victor Junior School in Inabingo, Wakiso district have planted over 30 trees as a responsibility towards a greener future. They are responding to a task of protecting the environment and avert climate change, which is caused by human devastating activities such as burning of fossil fuels, deforestation and industrial processes that release greenhouse gases to the atmosphere.
Plastic pollution is one of them. So what we do with the plastic within our means, let us recycle it. She had an amazing dress made out of polythene, Kavera, as a reminder that while we think fashion, while we think designing, let us also remember to use that for the benefit of our environment.
There is an initiative on environment conservation education by the founder of Little Hands Uganda Go Green, Joseph Masembe.
Ours is a mission to empower tomorrow's generation to become the custodians of the environment and the planet that they will inherit. All our local actions have a global vision. As the world prepares to gather in Belém, in Brazil, for COP30, and Uganda is sending a big delegation to go and be part of that big conversation that shapes the future of our planet, we have decided, as Uganda's Little Hands Go Green, with the generous support and partnership of the Ministry of Water and Environment, through the Climate Change Department, our other friends and partners.
The greenhouse gases trap heat in the Earth's atmosphere, thereby affecting the ozone layer, leading to global warming. The conference of the parties COP to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change is due in Brazil. For all countries that have signed the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change Treaty to review progress in dealing with the climate change and to negotiate new commitments for reducing greenhouse gas emissions and adapting to the effects of global warming.
We go to Brazil, we are going to ban carbon. So one of the things that we have committed to with partners is to start off on a journey of planting 30 fruit trees every day from today up to the end of COP30, which will end on November 21st. And the idea is to offset some of the carbon that we will emit through the different flights.
In Uganda, the Little Hands Uganda Go Green initiative engaged with the Victor Junior School in Inabingo to inspire communities and young people to care for the environment through education and awareness campaigns.
To show you what it means to be a green ambassador. Are you ready? Yes! Are you ready?
The Minister for Education and Sports, Janet Museveni, has said that government has grown infrastructure to transform human capital in the health sector. This was during the 10th graduation of Jinja School of Nursing and Midwifery, where she was represented by the State Minister for Higher Education, Dr. J.C. Muyingo.
Emikolo gy'amatikkira gitandise na kuyisa byo.
Certified public accountants from the Central Region have launched a blood donation drive targeting downtown Kampala. It follows the blood deficit of 55,000 units annually and need to save mothers with childbirth complications, accident victims, and the children suffering from anemia.
Uganda faces a significant blood shortage due to low blood donation levels.
Information from the blood donor recruitment of the Uganda Red Cross Society indicates an alarming trend of 16 women dying daily due to lack of blood.
Uganda faces an annual deficit of 55,000 units of blood, with only 400,000 units of blood collected annually, against a national demand of 450,000 units. At least 70% of blood donations come from schools. Supplies usually drop during school holidays. Certified public accountants of the Central Region have organized a blood donation to increase public participation in donation drives.
Man lives on two things. You live on breath and you live on blood. No one in this life would want to lose a life. That's why we are saying blood is always needed. In Uganda, we very well know that our rates of accidents are so high. If you visited hospitals like Murago, Casualty Ward, you will know how much people lose blood. By the time they bring in a casualty person, you see has lost a lot of blood. This blood needs to get back. And most probably the blood they have lost is equivalent to the blood of 3 people they need. So that's why blood is always scarce.
Tewali duuka litunda musaayi wabula omusaayi gubeera mu bulamu bw'abantu nga mmwe okitegera kintu kitono nnyo n'ogaba omusaayi n'otaasa eggwanga nga ggwe eggwanga eriryo famire yo saa yonna oba famire yo.
The Central Region accountants say the drive is a reminder that life must come before business, calling upon Ugandans to donate blood.
We are saying we have collected money from people over time, but today we are coming and we are saying let's also come and give back on what you have given us, but also as we give back, can we save lives through blood donation? We all need blood, whether you are an accountant or a businessman or a presenter or a journalist like you need blood. So blood will unite us, all of us, because as long as you are a living person, you need blood.
Kintu kya bulamu kisevinga ate n'ekirafa ababoda tomanya nkya bw'ogenda kutambula ng'ojja gwetaaga nga tegwagukodowalira.
The initiative, part of their Accountants Week activities, also includes free financial literacy sessions, among others.
We have so far met over 100 business people, and we are advising them, one, on how they can run their tax affairs, on how they can remain compliant, but importantly, the role of bookkeeping.
Crispus Arinitwe, UBC News.
Thousands of residents from Chesower, Nyalit and Kabuk villages in Tor County, Buko district have been displaced by landslides caused by heavy rains. Over 20 victims have appealed to President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni to visit these affected areas. Let's take a look.
More than 5,000 people are currently sheltering at Chemron Primary School camp after losing homes, food and clothing.
Come and rescue us in our villages and where we are. So we still have a hope that we are going to give you 100% votes.
Chiti Peter, the NRM flag bearer for Tor County, called on well-wishers to support the displaced families and thanked the Uganda Wildlife Authority for donating 500 blankets.
I've said, when you see this area, it has a school, a primary school, where children are studying, and now we have the camp here. We still think that we're asking the government to fast-track the process of permanently resettling these people in safer land.
Chemonge Sabila Mongea, acting executive director of UWA, said they intervened because the disaster struck near gazetted areas under their care.
The disaster has come, it has affected our people, people have died. Let us avoid politics in this matter, because some politicians want to use it to score other issues. Let us focus on how we settle the people affected. Let us focus on how we work together, government institutions, to mobilize the people, want to conserve the environment, because we are in a very sensitive ecosystem.
Buko District Woman MP appealed to government to speed up resettlement plans.
Have saucepans, we didn't have salt, firewood, water. So the community has come to support especially the most affected persons. Now we are having lunch. You've seen the young children, the women, the elderly, the women with the children, and the young men. So trying to struggle for survival. We are still requesting government to support us with all the necessities that we need.
Stretched up to Bulambuli, the people of Bududa, all over the Elgon region, this is happening. And it did not only happen in the Elgon, even Kapelabyong, even Kampala, it seems just the environment is changing. So we need to plant a lot of trees all over the country.
Uganda's health stakeholders have resolved to take collective responsibility over the increasing need to address health service care deliveries. Former Director General of Health Services, Professor Francis Omaswa, says that the African continent is lagging behind so much in health indices compared to the rest of the world. We managed to file a comprehensive report.
Communicable diseases like high blood pressure, like diabetes, are rising very fast. On the other hand, communicable diseases, they are declining a bit, but they are still there and they come in epidemic form.
Leaders in the health sector are sounding an alarm, calling for urgent action to address Uganda's growing health challenges. With high rates of infectious diseases rising, non-communicable diseases and limited resources, the need for collective action has never been more pressing.
We need a national campaign so that what is called lifestyle medicine is practiced by every citizen in Uganda. Health is everything. If you don't have health, you can't enjoy even your wealth. And health is made at home where people live.
This was at the 5-day conference on communicable and non-communicable diseases in Kampala. The Permanent Secretary, Minister of Health, Dr. Diana Twine, in her closing remarks stressed the need for innovative integrated strategies to break down the barriers to attain health targets in ending disease burden.
We know that we have frequent epidemics in the country that keep on coming and put our systems on its knees. But we know that Uganda is very high with its high fertility. The growth rate that is not matching with the resources. Real leadership means that you must find solutions.
Experts highlighted investing in high-impact interventions, leveraging technology and promoting health lifestyles.
We want to leave the integration. This is not a business of one or two people in the ministry. It should be everybody's business. The integration has its good side. If you open your mind and embrace it and provide the leadership that it requires, think of people-centered approach and integration.
Academicians, research institutions in the room, we made some commitments as well that we are going to do certain things differently in terms of the health workforce training, to make sure that the people we send out are fit for purpose, but also to make sure that the evidence we generate can truly make a difference.
We would like to call on all of us to uphold solidarity and accountability, not only in the face of threats, but also when we are working in the different components that we serve in order to protect lives, in order to ensure accessibility to care, in order to save lives.
The conference ended with a sounding call to action, with attendees pledging to prioritize health integration, resource mobilization, and implementation of conference resolutions. This is a critical moment for Uganda's health sector, and stakeholders are being urged to seize the opportunity to drive meaningful challenge.
We'll now take a short commercial break and be back after these messages.
Ugandans! The unstoppable internet deal of deals is here with MTN Wakanet Fiber. Connect your home with our starter pack of 100 Mbps at only 99k. And if you want more speed for less, we've got you. Get the 200 Mbps at only 129k. And the fastest one yet? Enjoy up to 500 Mbps at only 250k. To sign up, use the My MTN app or dial *100 *23#. Offer is valid till the 30th of November for both new and existing subscribers. Together, our connection is unstoppable.
This is our home, our land, our Uganda. From the rolling hills to the busy streets, from the farmers in the fields to the students in classrooms, we are one people. Elections are a time to choose our leaders, not to fight our brothers and sisters. When violence enters the ballot box, the future of our country is wounded. But when peace leads the way, our nation grows stronger. On election day, choose unity over diversion, respect over hatred, and dialogue over distraction. Love your country, protect your fellow citizens, stand for peace, and say no to electoral violence. This message is brought to you by the Global Election Observation Mission, GEOM, in partnership with the Uganda Electoral Commission. Informed citizens, strong nation.
nateranga nyingiro nebanafa ba MTN wanje MTN walalo MTN gamba chi to get the power to win njagala ofune lyanyi okuwangula ogenda kuwangula ota ngenda kubanga obukadde 10 buli wiki wanje ngenda kubanga kwasa obukadde 10 buli wiki ku simu ye nyinyi kyabonka kimu kyokka line ya MTN banabeka buli ogenda okusasula ekintu kyonna ogenda okusasula ntakwese momo mubulira buli ogenda okusasula ngenda kyosasula kyonna kozesa momo oyinza okubanga ngenda kwewola kasente kozesa momo wanje ogenda kuinvestinga kozesa momo abo MTN bwe amanyi nekuwa obukadde 10 buli wiki wala kastelyo bimala bwe pala wentandika ngamba kyekiriwo wanje nenkwata ku masimu ngamba halo walirudawa tenze tirinyi halo walirudawa zende gulu halo walirudawa ndi mutukula halo oliwa ndi mwanange ndi wano mu office ntudde nyiga ma computer nenkuta awa namwe kasita nabenesi okuberanga mwana wote koze ebintu amanga epeyinze ebolowinze investinze ngekozesa momo. Remember to dial *165# or use the momo app to borrow, to pay, to invest, and you could stand a chance to win 10 million weekly.
Welcome back to the second segment of the UBC News Tonight. Ugandans have been urged to reflect and also understand their past to make corrections and walk in the life of the living God. Pastor Fuke Felix Adejumo from the United Kingdom, while ministering during a prayer service at Healing Center Church in Kampala, said this is for a good destiny.
Guest preacher Pastor Funke Felix Adejumo has encouraged Christians to examine their personal history to make things right. He was ministering at the Bethel Healing Center Church in Kampala.
Foundation. It doesn't matter whether you are from London or from Africa. Background is background. If the background is wrong, if foundation is wrong, then anybody can do.
So it is a foundation that must be destroyed, and you cannot destroy it by not having God in your life.
Pastor Irene Manjeri called on attendees to fight against poverty in their lives to create better living conditions.
Poverty makes a personal value look like nothing. But what the devil does, he makes some preachers preach against it.
There was praise and worship to glorify the Creator.
Queen District Education Officer Mr. Chalangat Juliet has, or rather Mrs. Chalangat Juliet has praised government efforts to improve education in the district. Currently, there are government-aided secondary schools and over 40 primary schools.
In District Education Officer Chalangat Joliet says there has been an increase of performing students in the district.
Played a very big role. You remember this policy of UPE, that is free education. We also have USE, whereby parents actually don't pay any money completely in the youth schools and UPE schools. Government has done a lot. When it comes to construction, they have actually constructed so many structures in different schools. They even actually equipped with the desks.
She was briefing the media on government plans to take over Korus Community Secondary School.
Started the school under a tree in Korus Primary School. Well, from then the population started to increase. We started with this 40, and currently we have up to 1,000 students.
Resident District Commissioner, retired ASP at Higher Hope, noted that 3 seed schools have been established in Kwen.
And I want to only appreciate that among the recent acquired seed schools, Moyok and Kaptum, these are in one sub-county. And the communities are very happy. They have been schools, the teachers have been posted, and we are looking forward to the best education given to the children of Kenya.
Aspiring member.
The Church of Uganda founded Ngora Hospital School of Nursing and Midwifery in Ngora District has held its second graduation ceremony where 258 students received diplomas and certificates of nursing and midwifery.
The donation by Stanbic Bank Uganda to Mbale Regional Hospital of maternal and neonatal health equipment worth 100 million Uganda shillings includes an anesthetic machine, mama kits, a portable oxygen cylinder, patient monitors, a pediatric ventilator, pulse oximeters, and other vital medical equipment to improve.
To extend compassion, partnership, and practical support in areas where it is needed most.
He reaffirmed the bank's commitment to maternal health and announced plans to mobilize 1 trillion Uganda shillings over the next 3 years to empower women entrepreneurs, youth, and smallholder farmers.
And honestly speaking, for us, it's not about the amount that has been spent to get this equipment, but it is about our positive impact and the small way in which we can help towards alleviating the overwhelming needs that the hospital is faced with on a daily basis.
Mbale Hospital Director Dr. Stephen Obo and the Deputy RCC Hamza Banja commended Stanbic Bank for its continued partnership with government to improve healthcare delivery and save mothers' lives.
This will be government work, but if you come on board and you pattern what government will provide and you buy the equipment, then these other things we appreciate as government.
Looking at our statistics, I think we deliver sometimes up to 30 mothers a day, but usually between 15, 20 per day, but sometimes they go up. So the mama kits will be very, very helpful to our mothers.
I do beg your pardon, that was a story where Mbale Regional Referral Hospital, which serves over 4.5 million people across 17 districts in eastern Uganda, had received a major boost from Stanbic Bank following the donation of maternal and neonatal health equipment worth 100 million shillings. Uganda's leather industry is taking bold steps towards reclaiming its lost glory and tapping into billion-dollar markets. The local leather producers have been equipped with new skills and knowledge to boost production, improve quality, and also compete on regional and global stages.
A new initiative on Uganda's leather industry is seeking to transform small scattered artisans into organized market-ready cooperatives.
The workshop was basically to give the capacity to Kampala Leather and Leather Products Institute in line with the tapping into the market in Uganda for especially supplying school shoes entirely in the country, but it's of course starting with a pilot.
The training, organized by the African Leather and Leather Products Institute in partnership with the Ministry of Trade, unites small producers into powerful cooperatives for bulk production and value addition.
We have learned and we are going to put it in practice that of working together, opening a shop together in the name of KLC. We shall start securing big businesses, because as an enterprise alone, I've been struggling on how I can secure some big businesses. First of all, with limited resources, limited capital, but I've come to know that when we are a group, we can secure big businesses.
Uganda's leather sector has a strong foundation with over 14 million cattle and 20 million goats and sheep, but still loses an estimated $273 million annually by exporting unfinished leather.
This time around, we've been having a training for the leather cluster, named Kampala Leather Cluster, for focusing on SMEs that are dealing in the production or manufacturing of leather goods and products. This training was sponsored by Africa Leather and Leather Products Institute, of course working with us in the Department of Processing and Marketing at the Ministry of Trade, Industry and Cooperative.
The Kampala Leather Cluster is now eyeing its first major milestone of supplying 24,000 pairs of school shoes in a pilot project, with plans to scale up production to meet national demand of over 20 million pairs.
So the training we have been having here for 5 days has been training us as the cooperative leaders, how we can make other cooperatives outside there, how we can strengthen the cooperative that we have, how we can work together, how we can encourage members to join us, and we see how we are going to progress as an industry in leather to make sure that we have good shoes, we have good bags, we have good belts out of leather that is from the country. That will help us to add value.
In more news, the Deputy Commandant of Police Anti-Stock Theft Unit, Faustine Owese, has poured off 633 jerrycans of illicit waraji in Moroto district worth over 50 million shillings. He says that the collective effort is needed to fight illicit war gin, locally known as waraji, in the Karamoja sub-region to reduce the criminality and alcohol-related deaths.
At least 633 jerrycans of wojin, commonly known as waraji, recently impounded by security in various operations across Karamoja, have been poured out at a public gathering in Moroto. The exercise was witnessed by police, UPDF, Moroto Deputy RDC Justin Tuko Sam, district officials, religious leaders and local community at Moroto CPA. This followed 2 court orders from the Moroto Chief Magistrates Court authorizing the destruction of the illegal waraji, which failed to meet standards under the Uganda National Bureau of Standards Act, CAP 327. Security impounded the waraji during roadblock checks and village operations. They say illicit waraji is a major cause of criminality in Karamoja.
Most of the cases we have really got with the warriors, you find you have arrested a warrior, but in the pocket he has what? Waraji. It influences him to do criminal activities.
Very many Karamojans. It has made people homeless. It has made people useless to the extent that they no longer believe that food can make them survive, if not waraji.
Moroto Deputy RDC Justin Tuko Sam said some people who received land compensation from Toro Cement are buying waraji, while others trade their harvests for it.
There are people in Tapas that are getting money for the compensation of the cement factory. Recently, when they got money, we have lost now many people. We have lost them because of waraji. Because now they have money now, they are able now to buy any quantity of waragi. Yesterday they were burying some. There was also a VHT that they buried the other day. Every day they are dying. The maize that we got recently, everything, all the harvest. It's now in exchange of waragi. You find the only person getting 2 cans of sorghum, thinking that maybe he's taken to the grinding mill. He's taking wire, exchange of waragi.
Toko warned PDM beneficiaries against investing their funds in waragi. He also cautioned village chairpersons that they would be arrested if waragi is found in their areas, though the chairpersons raised several challenges.
When you call the police that today I have cited them, enter here, you take a lot of time. And these people are starting what? Carrying the way you say that they use carrying their border. People with their consumers, they will be standing on us as they are doing.
Toko dismissed claims that people in Karamoja die of hunger, saying illicit waragi remains the leading killer in the region.
We have been saying people are dying in Karamoja because of poverty, because of hunger. This is the cause of the whole death in Karamoja.
Police Anti-Stock Theft Unit Commandant Faustin Long called for joint efforts to eliminate illicit waragi in Karamoja.
Don't allow this issue of fighting illicit waragi alone to the security. The responsibility with you people.
Since security tightened operations, a 20-liter jerrycan now costs between 150,000 to 200,000 shillings. Over 400 more jerrycans are pending destruction as police await additional court orders.
West Nile farmers are calling on government to provide low-interest agricultural loans, citing need for support to grow sustainably. The farmers who recently participated in a farm learning exchange visit to Moyo district hope to improve their yields and incomes.
Over 20 farmers from West Nile districts of Zombo, Arua and Nebi have appealed to government intervention in the form of low-interest agricultural loans. The farmers who recently embarked on a farm learning exchange visit in Moyo district are determined to take their farming game to the next level, but they need government's help.
This ends because there are potential farmers here that can or who can pick those loans and enable them. So I urge the government to extend such kind of supports to West Nile, not only Moyo, Ajumani, Ubongi, these districts, such that it can help a lot of farmers.
We have the access to road, but the transport is a bit difficult. To connect from here to maybe to Moyo, to Ajumani, to other locations, it is still difficult on our side. And we also have a challenge of electricity. Obongi is a unique district that does not have electricity. So this is difficult on.
The visit, organized by Uganda Agribusiness Alliance and Agents for Community Empowerment, with support from Oxfam Uganda, shares best practices to enhance agricultural productivity.
Having brought these farmers here and seeing how passionate they were to learn from their fellow farmers and how already some of them are scaling and adopting new crops, this visit for me has been very successful. Resources, you need to invest in production if you're to have high yields. I have heard them talk about resilience and tolerance.
Farmers from different locations swapped stories, tips and tricks, all in the pursuit of greener pastures.
And in sports news, Ugandan swimmer Gloria Muzito has won gold in the 50 meters freestyle at the Islamic Solidarity Games in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Muzito, who is an Olympian, having taken part in the Paris 2024 Olympics, showed class right from the heats that she boasted on day one of the 6th edition of the Games. Gloria's exploits at the Riyadh Olympics sports complex swimming pool means that Uganda has now won 2 medals, with a bronze medal from boxer Alfred Ojok earlier today.
I'm so happy, I'm so thankful
motivation. To my parents, my coaches, my friends, my family, all been there and supported me every step of the way.
And in Woodball, the Uganda Woodball Federation has conducted a coaches training workshop for Kampala District at Makerere University's Business School. These are the details.
The session attracted over 20 participants who successfully attained Level 1 coaching certificates. According to the Federation's General Secretary, similar workshops will be held across the country to strengthen coaching capacity.
We are glad to host the first ever event concerning coaches course, to introduce the rules and what is required to be played on the course.
The next training is scheduled for 14th November 2025 at Lira University and will be followed by another in Yumbe between 28th and 29th November. The chief instructor, Judicial, described the Kampala workshop as a great success, noting the participants' enthusiasm and commitment to developing the sport of football in Uganda.
This class is good and they are ready to learn. We think that most of them, when it comes to theory, they are very good, but the only part what is left, we are now going for the practicals, but it seems they are also okay. They are responding properly.
Marked the 9th and final outing of the 2025 corporate games season, featuring over 40 participating companies. Our reporter followed the action at the Neck Ground in Bugolobi.
The season, which runs from March to November, will climax with an awards dinner on 12th December, celebrating all participating organizations.
So above all, participation in corporate games is for team building, networking, physical fitness, and promote the brand. So how do you benefit as an individual when it comes to corporate games, as you and you? First of all, the primary beneficiary in the corporate games is you an employee. When it comes to corporate games, you an employee. Because when you're physically fit, you guarantee bread on the table for your family.
Each outing this year carried a unique theme, from Family Day Out, where corporates bonded with their families, to the Chief Executive Officer's outing that drew over 30 executives for fun and networking. The corporate run, themed on Run for Expectant Mothers, attracted over 4,000 runners in support of maternal health.
This run is an annual run. This year we had it in October, and we had over 4,000 corporates that came to participate in the run. So all the proceeds of the run go support mothers in northern Uganda, and this year as well as February as well.
Today's corporate social responsibility outing focuses mainly on giving back, with a free medical camp and company donations to the community.
So as corporate games, we ensure that we give back to the community, and that comes with the outing of today. It's called the CSR outing. CSR outing, this is where companies come and give to the community. And we have a medical camp today as well, where there's free medical service to the entire community. And then finally is the dinner. We recognize all companies that have been in the game.
Among the 40 participants are Uganda Airlines, State House Uganda, Judiciary, Total Energies, NEMA, NBS, and Uganda Medical Association.
And that brings us to the end of our 10 o'clock edition of the UBC News. You've been a lovely audience. Allow us to wish you a lovely weekend. My name is Wadulo, Arnold Mark, Dorothy Namuyomba on sign language, and I'm styled by La Vie Boutique, located on Grand Imperial Hotel, Kampala, shop 6 and 8 behind Bank of Uganda.